Okay, today we're going to have a look at side control. We're going to look at holding to position, transitions off of it, and then tomorrow I'm going to show you some submissions, some of my favourite submission chains. So, when we're inside, right, two things to look out for. One, positioning of his legs and his arms. We want to get past the legs now, so we want to block the hips, stop him getting his legs back in between us and like regarding here. So you've also got to worry about his arms as well. So if he's got his arms here, you can use them to push away, frame and make space. Ditto, if he can move his hips, or if he can just get his legs back in if he's flexible, then you're going to be in trouble. So you want to stay tight, and you want to be taking his arms and legs out of the equation, right? Now, we could just hold him, or we could just try and block the legs, but what's going to happen is he's going to try and move, right? So we need to take the movement of his hips away, and we can do this by trapping his body here. So on this side, I'm using my elbow, I'm using my knee and pinching tight here. Right. So there's lots of different ways to hold, but what we're looking to do is take away his movement. So we're either going to block his hip with my backhand, and what I'm going to do here is put my hand on the floor so he cannot move back in towards me. Right? I don't hold him directly, because if he moves, my hand moves with him. I put my hand on the floor so there's an actual barrier. Same if I'm blocking this side. Here, arm straight to the mat. Right, I'm blocking and I'm pinching here. Okay, so closer I am to him as well, the harder it is for him to bring his legs between us here. Right. Old school way of doing this would be to go under the head here and pinch all of this tight, dropping my weight onto him here. Now, this isn't too bad, but it takes both your hands out of the equation, and here my arm is out. So I'm not really controlling his hips, but it's a pretty good way to hold. But the reason I don't like doing that too much is because it takes your weight too much onto him. Right? If your weight is this far onto him here, this is where you can get bridged over the top, bridged and rolled, right? So the way I see it is, yes, you can hold them down, but you want to do it in a way where you're as safe as possible. So if my weight is on him, it's that much easier for him to bridge and move, and especially if I'm really too far over, which is like a very common white belt issue here. So now I'm a smaller guy, so holding people down in side control was a real struggle to start with, right? So what I started to discover was that if I tried to fight their entire body, I would struggle, right? That just wouldn't happen. So what I would find is, as I pass the legs here, I'd start to work against the arms here, and I'd get bridged, or pushed off, like bench pressed off here. So even when I got under the arms here, right, I'd still struggle if I was trying to work against the whole body. So what I started trying to do was secure the head first, right? And usually when we're doing side control, we're looking to have control across the body here. So either I'm going over the head and blocking here, or blocking this side of the hip and the head here. Right, 1, 2, or here and here. Right, so we can stop them moving laterally. But what I started to find was that it's like a lot to ask to, with a smaller frame, try and cover a bigger guy's body. So what I started doing was I get up high and come under the head here. Right? I would block here, or usually far, near arm, near hip even. But if I can reach under and get to the armpit here, right, now I've still got that kind of lateral control. I can stop him turning away, just about, by using this here, right. I can stop him turning in towards me with a number of reasons. I've got my hand here, down by his hip, here. Right. And most importantly, this is the thing that made the biggest difference to me. Right. Once I get under the head, if I can get on the armpit, so much better. But if not, what I'm doing is I'm dropping my shoulder onto his head. So I just turn his chin away, get that cross face. Right. Once your chin is facing one way, it's really hard to turn your body in the other direction. So I reach under and squeeze his head. Right. Now I could pull him in towards me and drop my shoulder in. What I find much more effective here is to just drop underneath here and then drive here and start almost planking on his neck. Right, now I've got my whole body weight suspended through my shoulder, right here, and now it's going directly into his chin. I don't want to come too far over the top, right? Otherwise I'm going to come off the top. But I just want all my weight going through his chin. So I come under the arm here, block nice and high, get under here, and I drop my shoulder onto his chin. From here, I can start sprawling if I want to just hold a position here, or I can just stay on top of him. Right. Now when I'm starting to attack, I'm going to need to be a little bit more up here. I'm still keeping this connection with my shoulder and his chin. I have an arm free here to block his legs. Right. So very important to keep this connection. Now, if you look carefully here, my weight is not directly on him. I'm not over there. I'm just keeping my weight down here. So my centre of gravity is actually kind of over his shoulder. Right. If I'm over this way, over his body here, right, that's where I'm going to be pitched over the top. What I'm looking to do actually is keep my weight down here, so my weight is on this side of his body. Now if he turns in towards me to drive, it's got to go through my shoulder, right? My base behind me is strong, so as he turns up into me, my legs are behind me ready to drive back in. My whole weight is driving in towards him. That's to fight my whole weight. Even if I'm smaller than him, that's going to be hard for him to do because that's going through his chin. If he wants to take me over the other side, then he has to take my whole weight and drag it over his body, right? Which is going to be harder to do because my weight is down on this side. He has to pull it onto me, onto him even, before he takes me over. If my weight is over the top here, right, half my weight is already over him, so it's that much easier for him to roll me over the top. Okay, so I want you to think about that when you're on top and side control. Where is your weight distribution, right? Where is your weight in relationship to him? You don't want it to be directly on top of him. You certainly don't want it to be over the other side, but more to, off to the side here, right? Here. And my weight now is on this side of his body. Right? So now we're going to find situations where it's turning, he's pushing in towards you. Right, this is where we can start transitioning into things like scarf hold here. Right, so now I'm isolating the arms here, still controlling with my underhook. Judo style would be to go under the head here, but we also have this danger now if we do this of having our back taken. Right, you can reach over the top. Once I lose his head, or if I lose his head, I'm in a lot of trouble here. So when we take scarf here, we control here with the underhook. If I just set my ass on the floor though as well, it's a little bit easier for him to move, right? So here my weight is on the floor. If I drive up here and take and pressure into him, now he's carrying my weight here. I still need to make sure my knee is underneath his armpit, blocking here, right? My elbow's down, I'm restricting his movement here, but I'm making him carry my weight. I'm driving my back foot. I'm active here. Again, I don't want to pitch too far over the top, so this is where I'm going to get driven off here, but I'm keeping everything constrained. Hard for him to even start the movement here. Right. Also, we have a situation where if he starts pushing, I can switch to reverse scarf here. Now I'm controlling his hips and his arm on this side, and again my knee is blocking his hip and blocking his hip. My hips are driving and clearing his arm here. So now hard for him to turn into me, turn away from me, blocking his movement again, and again using my back foot to drive up into him. Right, from here he can't see what I'm doing, so it's much more easy for me to step him out. I can grab my own foot, pull it across his belt line so that he can't block with his legs. But what I don't want to do is just step lazily, So that's where he's going to hook my legs back in. If I can, I'm going to grab his legs, pull them to the ground on top of my own, my bottom knee here, pull them down, step, keeping his foot tight here and pinched, rather than just stepping loose, because this is where you can start shrimping. Always take away the space here. Come straight to a nice high mount underneath the armpits. Out before. So, from this side, so you can see a little bit better here. And once I start clearing here, I'm looking to come under the head. Right? I look to get my knee underneath his arm to trap here. I grab under the armpit, drive my shoulder in place here. Now I'm blocking against his hip with this arm here. My weight is not over him, it's off to the side here. Side planking. If I really want to keep him in place here, especially if his arm is not somewhere I can get to, I'll just come up here, drop my whole weight through his head, and look to fight against the arm here. From there, what we're going to do, sit through to scarf, keeping this underhook again, keeping my weight driven onto him, but on this side still. We'll switch to this reverse scarf position here, where my butt is clearing this arm here. I can control his legs, so it's that much easier to step to mount. And you can flow from these positions. Also we have here, side, always go to knee on belly, come back to mount. From here we can always come off to side control to knee on belly. When I do this, I like to control the head first, before I step over straight into that cross-face position. So, try and keep that shoulder pressure, stop the hips from moving. Make sure he doesn't have his arms in between you and him, so that's where he's going to start framing, start regarding. Have fun with that, guys. Tomorrow we're going to have a look at some submissions. Tomorrow we're going to have a look at some submissions, is what I was trying to say.